JUSO opened up on Triple H and Paul Heyman's equation in the Bloodlines room. He's also detailed how that changed things for him personally. Jay is in the middle of the strongest singles run of his career. He has been difficult to stop, even beating the indefatigable Ilya Dragunov on Raw to proceed to the next round of the King of the Ring tournament. With the crowd firmly behind him, Jay's popularity has reached atmospheric levels now. The star has opened up in an interview on the Daily Mail about how Triple H and Paul Heyman's presence in the Bloodline locker room, pitching ideas and brainstorming, helped him form an idea of what worked and what didn't. He talked about how they interacted with each other and how the brainstorming sessions took place. He said that in those instances, it was just the Bloodline with Heyman and the game forming ideas. He added that he has worked with Triple H as a single star as well since, and that has helped him further. During the pandemic era, being with Hunter and Heyman in the room, just with the Bloodline, just us, going over and spitting ideas. I learned all that, and now I apply it on my own. And then working with Hunter right now as a single competitor, it's cool. I feel like I finally earned that respect now, and it's all love. JUSO feels that working with Triple H and Paul Heyman made things easier for him. Working with experts in any field can help, and that appears to be the case with Jay. In the same interview, he spoke about how he made sure to bring the energy. He added to his previous statement about the game and Heyman, saying that their influence made him not anxious anymore. Work seems easier right now, all that worrying stuff, being anxious all the time, it's out the way. Now I just go out there and if I'm on the card that night, I make sure I'm bringing energy. That's just my thing. I just want to dial it up. During the show, when I come out, I feel like there's a spike here. Even if you never watched wrestling, it was like, all right, who's he? He's got to be a main player. It remains to be seen if Jay can defeat Gunther and head into the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. In the dimly lit chamber of the Bloodline, where the air hung thick with ambition and power, JUSO found himself at a crossroads. As a member of one of the most dominant factions in WWE history, he thought he understood what it meant to wield influence and control. However, everything changed one fateful night when Triple H and Paul Heyman paid a clandestine visit to the heart of the Bloodline. It began like any other evening in the inner sanctum of the Bloodline. JUSO, alongside his cousins Roman Reigns and Jimmy USO, were discussing their plans for the upcoming pay-per-view event. Their voices echoed off the walls, filled with confidence and determination. Little did they know, their carefully guarded space would soon be infiltrated by two of the most cunning minds in professional wrestling. Triple H and Paul Heyman, unlikely allies united by a common goal, slipped into the chamber undetected. Their presence sent a chill down Jay's spine, for he knew the history between his family and these formidable adversaries. Yet, there was something different about them that night, an aura of authority and purpose that commanded respect. As the tension in the room thickened, Triple H stepped forward, his gaze unwavering as he addressed the members of the Bloodline. His words were measured, carrying the weight of years of experience and triumphs in the ring. He spoke of legacy, of the importance of leaving behind a lasting imprint on the annals of wrestling history. Jay listened intently, his mind racing with the possibilities that lay before them. Paul Heyman, ever the master manipulator, added his own flavor to the conversation. With a silver tongue that could sway even the most resolute of opponents, he painted a picture of dominance and supremacy. He spoke of alliances forged in the crucible of competition, of the power that came from standing shoulder to shoulder with those who shared a common vision. Jay couldn't help but be captivated by his words, feeling a stirring deep within his soul. As the night wore on, Triple H and Paul Heyman unveiled their plans for the Bloodline, plans that transcended mere victories in the ring. They spoke of expanding their influence beyond the confines of WWE, of conquering new territories and leaving an indelible mark on the world of sports entertainment. Jay's eyes widened with realization as he began to see the true potential of what they could achieve together. In that moment, something shifted within JUSO. Gone was the uncertainty that had plagued him for so long, replaced by a steely resolve to seize his destiny with both hands. He looked to his cousins, Roman Reigns and Jimmy USO, and saw reflected in their eyes the same fire that burned within his own heart. Together, they were unstoppable. As Triple H and Paul Heyman took their leave, leaving behind a trail of possibilities in their wake, Jey Uso knew that he would never be the same again. The chamber of the bloodline had been forever altered by their presence, transformed into a crucible of ambition and determination. And as they stepped out into the night, ready to conquer whatever challenges lay ahead, Jey Uso knew that the journey had only just begun.